Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I'm going to take you step by step, day by day through my journey doing my first TCA peel. This can serve as a guide with my experiences. You can see the timeline of any sort of results and peeling that I had, and I will give you my thoughts and suggestions after having gone through the experience of doing a peel for the first time. So this video really is for beginners, people who do not already have experience doing these at-home peels. That said, the disclaimer on this is that I am not a physician. I am not an esthetician. So I am not a professional in that field. So this is not me saying this is medical advice or medical direction or anything like that. You know, you have to do these things kind of at your own risk. I would absolutely encourage, in addition to this video, that you check out other videos and guides. Platinum Skincare has an excellent guide that I will link in the description box below, but you are doing these at-home systems and peels at your own risk. So be aware of that. If you like skincare related videos like these, please subscribe to the channel. I also do a bunch of swatch videos and makeup related videos, but I also have a love for skincare. So hit that subscribe button. You can also follow over on Allura Beauty on Instagram, and we do monthly giveaways on this channel too. So if you want to be eligible for those, please subscribe and follow over on Instagram. So in this video, I will show you from day 0, I will show you how I apply the peel. I'm going to take you through every step for the 2 weeks prior to when you do your peel, to the immediate minutes and hours before you apply the peel onto your face, how to do the application, how long to leave it on, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to check in every single day with you after the application of the peel for the following week or so after, to show you updates on what my skin is doing, how it's reacting, and then at the end I'll show you before and after pictures so that we can see any sort of visible results from having done the peel. There are a ton of fantastic products that I think are particularly good for dealing with the effects and symptoms and reactions that your skin will have from a peel like this. So I will include a comprehensive list of the best skincare products that I use when I do a TCA peel in the description box. If I have any discount codes that I can give you, I will always include those also. If you're interested in my nail polish color, I will try to remember to put that in the description box for you too. I am not going to get deep into the specifics of what a TCA peel is, but very briefly, it is a chemical peel, and the chemicals remove the surface layer, dead layer skin cells to reveal more youthful, younger looking skin. It is often used to treat some types of acne scarring. It can also be used to treat melasma, and again, just to give your overall general improvement of the appearance of your skin. TCA peels come in a variety of concentrations. The higher the concentration of the peel, the deeper the peel will be, and the peel will penetrate into the skin. But the other thing about TCA peels is that you can also layer them. So even with one concentration, if you add more layers, that will also increase the potency of the peel. The peel that I'm going to be using is from the company Perfect Image. They provided this courtesy. This is not otherwise a sponsored video. The concentration I'm using is a 15% concentration. That's not the lowest level, but it's certainly not the highest level that is available on the market. Make sure you purchase these peels from a reputable company. Please do not just find a random company on Amazon and buy a TCA peel from them. You have no idea what the quality of the ingredients is in those kinds of products, or whether they even have the ingredients that they claim to have on the label. All right, so we're gonna jump into me applying the peel for the first time and taking you through the steps. So in terms of preparation beforehand, for a week or two before, you do want to use some sort of retinol product, or if you are already used to retinol and you use Retin-A, then continue using those things. For me, I made sure to most nights use a retinol product. I'm currently using the Ordinary's Grand Active Retinoid 2% in squalane, and I would also sometimes mix in a little bit of prescription Retin-A. I use 0.025%. I still did my AHA glycolic acid product from Drunk Elephant once a week, but the week before this peel, I didn't do any sort of AHA product. You want to make sure you do not, especially a few days before, I would say 3 or 4 days to be safe, you don't want to be using scrubbing agents. So if you use a manual exfoliant like a facial scrub or even your Clarisonic, they advise that you do not use those at least for the few days preceding your chemical peel, because that the manual exfoliation is uneven and can lead to a kind of splotchy, uneven result. The other thing that is recommended, especially if you have what they call ethnic skin or darker skin, is to use a pigment inhibitor. So obviously I have lighter skin, so I don't think it's as much of a concern for me, but nonetheless, I still used The Ordinary's azelaic acid suspension 10%. If I would also recommend you looking into something like hydroquinone. There are multiple different pigment inhibitors, or if you can find a product that combines these types of pigment inhibiting ingredients, that would be ideal. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks also preceding this facial peel. All right, so those are the days upcoming to your peel. Now, right before I apply, I know it's gonna sting and burn, so I'm going to apply a numbing cream. I'm gonna apply it all over the face and on the neck at the top of the chest too. And I'm gonna leave it on there for about half an hour to let it really sink in. I just purchased mine off of Amazon. This is actually really old. I used to use this all the time when I was using my Tria device for laser hair removal. So I'm gonna apply this everywhere. Let it sink in and do its thing, and then I'll check back in with you when I'm ready for the next step. After I've left this on for about half an hour, I'm going to wash it off, and I'm going to wash my face twice, because you really want to make sure that you are removing all of the product, so there's nothing interfering with the chemical peel once you put that on the skin. But again, don't wash your face with a scrub to try to remove the numbing cream, just a gentle cleanser. Do it twice. And a note on the use of the retinol retin-A for the couple weeks preceding. Do that, but then 2 to 3 days before, when you do your actual chemical peel, stop the usage of those things. So use it up for a couple weeks before you do the peel. Use your retinol consistently, but then stop using that and stop using glycolic acids, other chemical exfoliants, a couple of days before you do your chemical peel. All right, I can already feel the numbing sensation, which is great. So after I have washed my face twice, I will come back and take the next steps with you. This is a bizarre feeling to have your whole face feeling numb. I don't feel it so much on my neck and chest, but especially on the mouth. I hope I'm speaking normally, because almost like you came back from the dentist, but around your lips, it's definitely numb. I think maybe you could probably get away with leaving that numbing cream on even just for 10-20 minutes. Mine had, I think, 5% lidocaine. So that also obviously depends on the strength of the numbing agent that you have in there. So I washed my face twice, and the next step is to use, I'm just gonna use rubbing alcohol at 70% isopropyl alcohol all over the face, anywhere you're gonna apply the chemical peel. In no other circumstance would I suggest you literally put isopropyl alcohol on your face, but this is a very specific, unique circumstance. You wanna make sure you not only really get rid of anything that acts as a barrier, but you also wanna sanitize the area that you're putting the peel on. So I'm just taking a cotton round and saturating it, creating a blank and sanitized canvas. All right, then this step is optional. I want to avoid getting the peel right in the folds around the nose here and probably around the corners. You don't have to do this. You know, if you're more experienced, you probably can just make sure you avoid those. But since this is my first time, I just want to put a barrier there. Some people put petroleum jelly in there. You could do that. I'm just going to take Paula's Choices Skin Recovery Hydrating Treatment Mask. It's a thicker cream consistency. I'm going to take a Q-tip, and I'm literally just going to focus it in right in here, kind of near the nostrils, because you want to keep it away from mucous membranes for sure. Other side of the Q-tip for around the mouth corners. And then obviously keep the peel away from your eyes. Okay, I'm a little nervous. I'm using a peel from the company Perfect Image. They were kind enough to provide this peel for me to test out, so thank you very much. This is the 15% TCA. This is one of the lower percentages. So if you are more experienced with chemical peels, there are definitely higher percentages of TCA that you could use instead. Oh, they also say this one's enhanced with salicylic acid, so that's pretty cool too. I'll of course include all of the products that I show you in this video in the description box below, and if I have coupon codes for you, I'll show you those too. I did notice that the 1/2 ingredient in this is SD alcohol, so I probably didn't have to do that alcohol step now that I realize that it's already in the peel, but your TCA peel, you should please buy it from a reputable distributor. Don't just buy some random product off of Amazon, but whatever TCA peel you have that may not have alcohol in it, I don't know. So here is what the bottle looks like for their 15% TCA peel. What you want to do is you want to take a cotton pad and you want to saturate the pad without it dripping with the peel, so that it's fully saturated but not overly saturated. Now, if you watch the Platinum skincare video, the instructor in that video applies it and leaves it on for 5 minutes, and then you can do subsequent layers for an additional 5 minutes. The instructions for the Perfect Image one says 1 minute. So I'm going to follow the instructions that come with this specific peel. And also because it's my first time, I am going to stick with 1 minute, and I'll probably layer it, but I'm going to stick to 1 minute. And you shouldn't exceed 5 layers and a total of 5 minutes for this specific peel. I'm sure that in the future, when I do this again and become more experienced and see how well my skin tolerates it, I will increase the amount of time that I leave it on. Okay, here we go. Oh, it also comes with a dropper. Maybe I will utilize that to saturate the cotton pad. It's taking a lot more product than I thought it would. Okay, I think I got it perfect. Don't want it to be overly saturated. There is some tingling that I can definitely feel. At this point, I'm adding more product to finish off my décolleté area. Or décolletage, however you pronounce it. Okay, we're gonna start the 1 minute timer. All right, so you can see there's redness here near the nose. It does sting, but you know, it's uncomfortable, but not on a scale of 1 to 10. I would say it's a 5, maybe. Obviously, people have different pain tolerances, and I use the numbing cream, so I'm sure that helps dramatically. I'm gonna go ahead and go in another pass. I think some people, they get this white frosting on their skin. I do not see that anywhere on my skin, at least not yet. And, you know, I should really be avoiding the area around the eyes as much as possible, so I'm gonna stay further away from those areas. Ooh, the stinging is increasing a little bit as I go over these areas. Yeah, that burning definitely increases. It's more of a 6 at this point. My second minute's almost up, but I think I'm also gonna go in and spot treat some areas of higher pigmentation that I have. Especially on this chin, I have these dark spots that have been there for a long time. I wanna see if we can significantly fade those. You can also put them on fine lines. The great thing about TCA peels is that they layer really effectively. Okay, so let's see. It's been a total of a few minutes at this point. I already had prepared a what is this, washcloth in cold water. You can definitely put ice water in here. That will help with people who have really extreme discomfort. I feel like I've capped out at a level 6 in terms of the stinging. So the interesting thing about this kind of mask is that it neutralizes just by washing it off. I'm trying to be very gentle. So you don't need, I hear some people saying like a baking soda mix. I guess you could use that if you really wanted to change the pH of your skin really quickly, but I don't think it's necessary. And you definitely don't have to use, and probably shouldn't use, a cleanser. You can just use water on the peel. Okay, so the instructions actually say to flush with cool water. So they want you to make sure, obviously, you've kind of neutralized everything. And I think they probably instruct you to use a cold washcloth because it's quite uncomfortable to actually wash your face with ice cold water. But because it's messy, I just went ahead and I felt like I wanted to make sure I wasn't scraping the skin with the washcloth. And so at first I was dabbing and doing multiple rounds of that, but eventually I was like, I'm just gonna wash my face with cold water. So that is what I did. At this point, I'm actually my first impression is I'm a little surprised it wasn't more uncomfortable. I don't know if that means I should have pushed it further, but again, it's better to underdo it at first than to overdo it and do something wrong or do something too extreme. So don't worry, I'm sure there will be future videos for you to watch where I do more advanced techniques or more potent chemical peels and show you the results. The immediate reaction that I have is the skin is very slick and soft feeling. Maybe a little bit tight, but it doesn't feel as tight or as, I don't know. I guess I just thought there would be more discomfort, something more dramatic. We will see in the upcoming days. But immediately after you have washed everything off without cleanser, you want to, it's a great time to use any antioxidants, actives, but again, you don't want to be putting chemical exfoliants on the skin at this point. You've done enough of that with the chemical peel. They do recommend that you continue the use of retinols. That will actually help speed up the peeling process and get through that cycle. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do actually is, I just got in the mail today 3 products from Stratia, and about a week ago I had published, I filmed it before I published obviously, but I had published an ingredients review of every single product in Stratia's skincare line. I will link that in the upper right hand corner for you. They sent along the Night Shift. That was before I spoke to anyone from Stratia, but subsequent to that video, I received the Night Shift C+C serum and liquid gold. So initially I was gonna apply vitamin C and I was gonna apply my Holy Grail Timeless Vitamin C serum, but I wanna try out this one from Stratia for sure, because I was impressed by all 3 of these products when I went over the ingredients. I think because of the texture of this particular one, I'm actually gonna start by applying my copper peptides. This is a great time to apply copper peptides. I'm using the Buffet Plus copper peptides from The Ordinary. Fantastic product, the #1 copper peptides product out there on the market because it's not stupid expensive like pretty much every other copper peptide product that's out there that's reputable. So I'm gonna put that in, I'm gonna actually, I think, combine that with my resveratrol 3% and ferulic acid 3%, again from The Ordinary. There was a little whisper in the back of my brain that remembered when I used to use copper peptides regularly to not combine them with vitamin C, and I just confirmed that. So some studies, I think, or maybe many studies, I don't know, they say that they can neutralize each other. So I'm just gonna stick with the copper peptides for right now. In the morning, I will use my vitamin C the way that I normally do, but I'll use the one from Stratia at that time. So I'm gonna go in with my Buffet Plus copper peptides. Oh God. I'm gonna apply that all over the skin Doing this right after the chemical peel is a great way to really increase the penetration and efficacy of the ingredients. The resveratrol and ferulic acid, I'm gonna actually wait to mix with the vitamin C serum. I am gonna go in next with the azelaic acid suspension at 10%. And they do recommend that you continue the use of your retinol. I think I will probably not use my Retin A because that's much more potent, but I am definitely going to start using the Stratia night cream of encapsulated retinol called Night Shift. Comes in opaque, airtight pump dispenser packaging. Ooh, it's like a thinner cream texture. I'll put in a couple of drops of my ordinary Grand Active Retinoid 2% in squalane. And to help really nourish the skin, lock that stuff in, and to give you a boost of the antioxidants that will penetrate into the skin, they do recommend you use an oil. I am going to probably switch each night between my two favorite facial oils right now. Actually, one of my other favorite facial oils is from DERMAdoctor, their Kakadu one that I've featured in my best of 2020 skincare. But that one has a beautifully dry finish, which for normal circumstances I really love, but I want as much oiliness as I can get. So that probably comes with the Paula's Choice Resist Moisture Renewal Oil Booster. Has also ceramides and argan oil in it. Tonight I'm going to use the Herbivore Emerald CBD Deep Moisture Glow with adaptogens. So I do feel some tightness, especially in the neck area. It feels like it's getting tighter on the skin. Please, please, please make sure you are not putting essential oils all over your face. I've seen some people do that in videos. Don't put things that have a bunch of fragrance in them. Don't put things that have a bunch of alcohol in them. You do not. You want to be doing the opposite of drying out your skin, the opposite of irritating your skin. You want to be doing those things anyway, but especially after you've done a chemical peel, you do not want to be doing those things. Okay, hopefully things go well from here. Just recommendations. You know, I'm gonna go to bed tonight, and the expectation is that if I see peeling, that'll happen in about 48 hours to maybe 3 days with the use of retinol. I'm hoping within 24 hours, 48 hours, I'll start seeing that. Make sure you wear your sunscreen, minimum SPF 50. If you're gonna go out, you know, I plan to still live my life. I'm not gonna sunbathe, of course, but you know, maybe going out hiking, going on walks with the dog. I'm going to wear a hat, full brimmed hat, sunglasses, you know, maybe something to cover my neck, and of course, sunscreen. Minimum SPF 50. I don't know if I have anything stronger than SPF 50, unfortunately. If I did, I would wear it. I would wear like an SPF 75 or 100, but I will just make sure that I am reapplying that SPF 50 more often than I normally would when I'm wearing sunscreen. Make sure you are continuing to nourish the skin. Use, you know, humectants and sealants to help lock in the moisture. And they also say continue to use your retinol each day at night. They also say that once the peeling starts, kind of at the end of the peeling cycle, if you really want to get that dead skin off, you can use an enzyme mask. I do not have that, so unfortunately I won't be able to use that, but if you have one, then great. Do not pick at the skin. Do not peel. I know it will be tempting to do so. If you do that, you are exposing that skin, you are putting it at risk of an infection and scarring your skin permanently. So do not pick at the flakies, okay? All right, I will check in with you tomorrow. We'll see how the skin feels, what differences there are, any thoughts that I have that I can share with you. Good morning. It's the morning of day 1. I've gotten out of bed. I haven't washed my face or done anything other than brush my teeth, so I may even still have crusties in my eyes, but I wanted to show you what my face looks like, give you a check-in before I cleanse my skin. I'll come back and show you what it looks like after. There is definitely a very slight feeling of tightness, And actually, now that I'm looking on camera, it looks a little darker here and here. Maybe a little red. In the mirror, it doesn't, I don't see it as much, but in the camera, it seems to be a little darker in these areas. But yeah, the skin feels very soft on the neck, but there's just a little bit of tightness on the face. So you see how there's those lines that go throughout and across the skin. Maybe you can see it in the center there. So that's pretty much it. I don't feel any swelling. I don't feel any pain or tingling or anything like that. I am not going to wash my face with an actual cleanser. I am just going to put water over my face. In fact, most often I do that anyway. I usually don't, more often than not, I don't use an actual cleanser in the morning times unless I really want to take away oil or something like that. So I will come back after I've splashed my face with some water. All right, so this is what my skin looks like after splashing with water. Basically just less shiny. That same amount of pull and tightness is still there. I have these marks because I had my LED mask on for a little while. Super affordable, such a good investment. I'll link this in the description box. And my coupon code probably still should work to make this somewhere around $75, which is incredible for an LED mask. If I did want to use a cleanser in the morning, I would recommend something like a no foam cleanser. So I have one from Mix Easy, the face cleanser, and this is wonderful. It has kind of a milky cream texture, and it doesn't give any foam. It's not going to do anything to remove makeup, but that's what I would use. In the evening, if I have, you know, sunscreen to remove, which I will, or light makeup, obviously once it starts peeling, I'm not going to be wearing makeup. I'm also not going to wear makeup today, but I would use something like the Pharmacy cleanser that I love, that I've shown in many recent videos. I think it's called the Super Greens cleanser because it has a minimal amount of foam. It is not stripping at all. And if you do need to remove, let's say eye makeup, if you're still wearing that and it's heavier, then I would definitely use a cleansing balm first without fragrance in it, something like the Clinique cleansing balm, and then clean with a gentle cleanser like the one from Pharmacy. So the first thing I'm going to apply to my face is by iUnique. This is the Vitamin Hyaluronic Acid Revitalizing Toner. It's 45% hyaluronic acid, so it's really going to act as a humectant, bring some moisture through the skin. Also because it has a texture, this is a brand new one. I've used up a whole bottle of this before in the past. It has a texture that is somewhere in between a gel and just a straight liquid toner. So this more snail texture you can see is going to help lock that moisture into the skin. I think this will really come in handy as my toning step once my face actually starts peeling, if it does start peeling. Next up, I'm going to go in with the Vitamin C product by Stratia. Actually, maybe I should probably do my azelaic acid step, my pigment inhibiting step. That has silicone in it too, or like a silicone-y texture. The Vitamin C one apparently does also. So I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go next with the Vitamin C step. Again, opaque, airtight pump bottle, which is great. It does have that very typical anhydrous vitamin C feel if you've ever used an anhydrous vitamin C product. So it's in what initially looks like a cream, but it has this powdery, almost dry feel to it, which I don't mind, but I know that some people, especially if you're not used to that, you may find it strange feeling. The vitamin C, I think, is especially important to use in the daytime because it's gonna act in conjunction with your sunscreen to really help protect the skin. The directions on the Stratia box say to let this sink in, let the silicone base evaporate before proceeding with next steps, so I will do that. I actually really like the way that feels because it is a more dry mattifying effect on the skin. We'll see as my skin becomes more tight feeling if I want to keep using this because it does have more of that dry, smooth, silicone-y feel to it. But if I weren't doing chemical peel, I would really like that actually. The next step I'm going to go in with is their liquid gold. Now when I reviewed the ingredients on this, I thought the ingredients are great. They say it's like basically the gold standard, which I kind of disputed because despite having great ingredients, I didn't think it was so revolutionary. But I am really glad that I have this for this purpose because this includes a lot of different oils in it also. So in addition to great things like niacinamide for your skin, they have things like rosehip oil, sea buckthorn seed oil, sea buckthorn fruit oil, cranberry seed oil, in addition to squalane, glycerin. So those kinds of things are actually going to be fantastic for everyday period, but especially because I want those kinds of ingredients to help minimize the dryness and tightness that I'm going to feel over the next several days. Beautiful packaging on this one. Once again, pump dispenser. I think it's still opaque. I can't tell if this is an opaque yellow color or if it's just tinted clear plastic, tinted yellow. Oh no, it's the actual product, I'm assuming. So I would make sure to keep this out of sunlight because you don't want to expose those ingredients to sun. This has quite a thinner cream texture, and it does have a slight yellow tint on the skin. Oh yeah, I can definitely feel those really nice oil-based ingredients, but it does not feel greasy. And like I said, it's quite thin, so it doesn't feel thick and gloopy and suffocating on your skin. It does have a smell to it. If you've ever used straight sea buckthorn oil and you know what that smells like, it smells reminiscent of that. A lighter version, obviously, because it's not pure sea buckthorn oil, but you can tell that that's in there. All right, I feel like for day one, I could definitely stop at that step because, you know, my skin's not super tight or peely yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna be relying, we'll see, but this product is so fantastic. It's Vanity Cream's moisturizing lotion for sensitive skin. The second ingredient is petrolatum, but somehow they have manufactured a formula that is pretty thin, does not feel like petroleum jelly on your face. I predominantly use this on my body after I come out of the shower, and the only real reason I don't use it on my face typically is just because I'm usually using more actives, skincare with more actives on my face, but it looks beautiful on the skin. It does not look like petroleum jelly on your skin. It's fantastic. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a really nice product, particularly when my skin starts to have more of a reaction to the peel in the next few days. And this thing is so affordable, it's insane. It's a huge tub for like $13-ish. All right, and then my last step for the day is going to be to apply sunscreen. I looked around and the highest SPF that I have is 50. I think for the future, I'm gonna invest in and make sure that I get a sunscreen that is SPF maybe 70 or higher, because I do want that added protection, especially when I'm going outside. So I have one from Paula's Choice. This is a chemical sunscreen, and then this one, which I'm gonna use today because I am gonna go on a hike. I'm gonna make sure I wear a hat, sunglasses. Did I already say all this? I'm gonna protect my face as much as possible, but this one by Obagi, the Physical Defense SPF 50, this is a chemical sunscreen. So I'm sorry, a physical sunscreen. This one has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna make sure to take it with me. I'm going to reapply pretty much every hour. I'm gonna make sure that I reapply. So that's the morning of day one. If there's anything significant in the evening, I'll check in with you then, otherwise tomorrow. Oh, also, make sure that you stay hydrated. So make a conscious effort to drink more water than you typically do. You want definitely hydration from the inside also, not just trying to put secondary products on top of the skin to give you hydration. You want to combat any sort of dehydration from the inside. That's the first line of defense. Okay, so this is the end of the day of day 1 after the peel. I just got out of the shower, and immediately upon getting out of the shower, I didn't dry my face off. I applied one of my Paula's Choice toners. Ideally, I would have had this in the bathroom and applied that right out of the shower. Don't dry your face, just put it on your damp skin. But I had left it in this room, but I'm gonna apply this now. I can definitely see the skin kind of tightening and getting that like pre-snake, like snake skin type of texture to it. Maybe you can see when I pinch my nose like this. It still doesn't feel super tight. I do see pigmentation coming through. So a little bit of redness and just a little bit of almost like I have a tan, but I haven't been tanning. So I'm gonna apply this, and I'm pretty much gonna do the same skincare routine. I still don't have any peeling, and the tightness really is very mild. So I'm gonna do exactly what I did last night, and I will check back in with you tomorrow morning. Oh, one thought I did have coming out of the shower is the skin feels smooth, but it also feels slick. So it doesn't feel smooth in like a plushy, like soft baby skin way. It feels slick. I think that's a combination of it being smoother, but then also having that dehydration running through. Okay, now I'll see you tomorrow. Oh my God, I look crazy. Okay, once again, this is right after waking up. I haven't washed my face yet. You can see how shiny and slick and glossy it looks. That's in part because I put oil on at night, facial oil, but it feels significantly tighter, my face and my skin, and you can see that it's starting to do this thing. So if I move my face, you can see how tight it is. So once again, oh, and the chin. Yeah, I expect maybe we'll see some peeling tonight. Interestingly, my neck and my chest area doesn't feel, I mean, it feels maybe less, maybe a little more dry than normal, but it doesn't have the same thing that my face is doing. So be right back. All right, here's the face right after just rinsing with water. Didn't use any sort of cleanser. A little bit of tightness. But otherwise, yeah, same thoughts. I will check back in with you at the end of today. Okay, end of day 2, right out of the shower, I applied that Unique hyaluronic acid toner. Cut my finger open. That's continuation of 2020 for you. You know, I'm kind of fearing that I'm not gonna peel. I guess we'll see tomorrow. That's really when it should definitely be peeling. Feels a little tight, still feels slick, but no real changes from this morning. So I'm gonna do the rest of my skincare routine, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, one thing I do wanna mention is, you know how I said I was using that azelaic acid stuff from The Ordinary? I should have been using this product. This is my Peter Thomas Roth Pro Strength Niacinamide Discoloration Treatment. It has a 15% brightening complex. It has a mixture of niacinamide, tranexamic acid, kojic acid, alpha-arbutin, pentapeptide. This is what I should be using for my pigment inhibiting product. So I'm gonna be switching to this, using this day and night. Good morning, beginning of day 3. Still no peeling. My face does feel very tight again. So we'll see by the end of today whether we start this peeling process or if it's just gonna look like this. So once again, you can see when I move my face, how tight it is. I'm gonna do basically the same routines, but I'll let you know that I've added in using this sort of as a last step. This is Paula's Choice's Skin Recovery Hydrating Treatment Mask. Excellent for just sealing everything in. And I've been adding this in, which has been fantastic. Even though the Unique toner is a hyaluronic acid toner, has a bunch of that in there. The one from, this is the Resist Hyaluronic Acid Booster with ceramides from Paula's Choice, and it has like a slightly thicker texture to it, and it just also really, really helps to bring that moisture to the skin. Yo, guess what? We finally have some peeling! It's baby peeling, but it's starting. So I've not yet washed my face because I wanted you to see the baby peeling that's happening on the chin. Man, the amount of sunscreen that I'm already a sunscreen junkie, but reapplying your sunscreen like every hour, every 2 hours is something. It's like a layer of it on my skin, but that's what you should do. I've been wearing a hat, wearing sunglasses, my mask, yeah, incognito as much as possible, a scarf. So the peeling is just starting on the chin. Hopefully there will be more in the morning. I was starting to get worried and kind of feeling almost cheated because I thought there really wouldn't be any peeling, but we've got at least light peeling. We'll see how much more it develops. I'm gonna go, I have glitter on my nose somehow. I'm gonna go wash my face. I probably won't check in with you again just because I'm gonna wash and then immediately put moisturizer on, all those humectants. The face feels a little tight throughout the day today, whereas days previous it would feel kind of tight in the morning, but then once I did my skincare, it didn't really feel tight anymore. I could feel a little bit of the tightness all throughout the day today. So that's the only significant change. The most significant thing is the peeling that has started. I'll also note that I found that I was picking at it totally unconsciously. Just, you know how you kind of, if something itches or scratches or you feel something in your face, you just naturally just kind of pick at it. At least I do. So, you know, I am being very aware. I do not want to be picking at my skin, but even with that, in the moments where, you know, you're on the computer or you're just not thinking about it, you just inadvertently do it, just try to really be cognizant. And I have to do a better job of that too, but yay! All right, so this is night, day 3, almost exactly 3 days from when I did the application. So I'll check back in with you in the morning. We'll see what happens. Well, I guess I should show you the rest of the skin. See how tight it looks. Oh yeah. Looks like that leathery skin you sometimes see on people who spend their life in the sun. Oh. Okay, now I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. Last night after I washed my face with my gentle cleanser, the scaly, flaky bits all had gone away. I wasn't scrubbing or doing anything harsh. And then I did my skincare and I still this morning don't have any visible flaking. And actually it feels less tight than it did yesterday morning. So I don't know if there will be any further flaking, but I'll wash my face, do my skincare, wear my sunscreen all throughout the day, and then I'll check back in with you at the end of today. All right, so actually after washing my face before putting anything on, it feels quite tight. And there's some micro flaking. It's probably gonna be hard for you to see, but right on this area of the nose, again a little bit on the chin here. Oh, and it just feels tighter and tighter, so I'm right away gonna go in with my hyaluronic acid toner. All right, so here we are, early evening of the 4th day after. I do still have some peeling, but it's quite faint, you know, it's not that dramatic snake skin type of peeling. So you may be able to see just in the center of the bridge of the nose, there's a little bit, and I might still have dirt on I've been outside, given with a hat and sunglasses and my gaiter over my face, but yeah, it's been subtle. And I think that's probably the way it will stay for the rest, but we'll have to see. Definitely you can still see a little bit of redness around here. There's definitely pigmentation, kind of like if you applied a self-tanner, but it was really uneven. That's kind of, there are the remnants of that. That's kind of what it looks a little bit like. In fact, if anything, it's my fingertips that have been peeling. I think from when I was holding the cotton around, my fingertips have definitely been peeling, but yeah, you know, the experience really has not been that bad, even just cosmetically. I'm taking a shower tonight, but I assume that I won't really see any other dramatic results. I'll check back in with you day 5 morning. Good morning, everyone. I've already rinsed my face with water and applied my hyaluronic acid toner. My face does not feel as tight, so I think we're kind of over the hump, and I don't really expect any more peeling. but I just wanted to check in with you, and we'll check in at the end of today to see if there are any developments. All right, end of day 5. I have very subtle peeling in more places, but it's really hard to detect. So I've had absolutely no issue going out in public, and I feel no sense of trying to hide my face, although I have been, because I've been trying to cover my skin to protect it from sun exposure. And honestly, under these lights, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I have very subtle peeling right here in between the brows. Again, at the base of the chin here. Very subtle peeling along the temple, but I don't expect there to be any like face peeling off type of dramatic peeling furthermore. I will check back in with you tomorrow with any updates. All right, morning of day 6. My skin feels pretty much back to normal. It does feel very smooth and soft, but I don't feel any tightness. I have really 1 or 2 minor flakes, but otherwise I think we're over the hump, and I think I will probably stop checking in at this point. I'll wait a couple of days, and then I will take after photos and we'll do a comparison. So here are my results. I'll show you some before and after pictures. The before pictures obviously taken before I applied any peel, and then the after pictures taken at least a week after the end of a week after I first applied the peel, if that makes sense. So overall, in terms of the differences visibly that I can see, they perhaps are more on the subtle side, but you can definitely see a decrease in the pigmentation of the sunspots that I have on the skin. And these chemical peels are the type of thing where they actually suggest that you do a regimen of, 4 to 5 to 6 peels over the course of several different months in order to actually accumulate the results and get the maximum results that you can from the peel. So it's not something where if you went in-house for a professional to do these, you would not just go in for a one-time procedure. They would have you do a course of these peels, several of them over the course of several months. So personally, I do plan to do further TCA peels with this product, and I will do videos for you showing you a more intense application and giving you more advanced, intermediate to advanced tips for people who have done TCA peels before, but you want to get more results. But in terms of my suggestions and takeaways from doing this peel from a beginner's perspective, my number one reaction is that this is so manageable in terms of the peeling that you get. Now, the caveat on this is that because I'm someone who consistently for years has used not only retinol, but also prescription retin A, that might be a big part of why I don't get more dramatic peeling. Aside from the fact that I was quite conservative on my first application, that's of course a huge part of it. But even if I were to be more aggressive, I expect that if you are someone who has just started using retinol or who has not been using retinol consistently, you may have more aggressive and noticeable peeling regardless of how deep of a peel you are doing. So whereas I find I have more kind of micro peeling and flakies, you may have larger, more noticeable peeling if you're someone whose skin has not been used to the turnover that you get with the use of a retinol or retin A. I guess I should say tretinoin, since retin A is more of like a brand name. But especially nowadays when it's the winter time, there's less sun outside, and where people are wearing masks all the time, this is the perfect time to get into doing at-home peels because you're covering most of your face anyway. So if you do have peeling in this area, people are not going to see it. So absolutely, if you've been thinking about doing it, I would do it soon. I think this is the perfect time to be trying these at-home peels, of course, with the caveat that you're doing it on your own risk. But even if we weren't all wearing masks, so post COVID times, I still think that with the beginner entry level peeling, it was so manageable. If you brought a bottle of moisturizer with you to work to reapply over any flakes that you do have, that will absolutely minimize it. it, and I just think that most people really won't notice. In addition to the reduction of pigmentation, my skin overall definitely is kind of smoother in feel, especially. I'm not sure about in appearance, but definitely in feel, and I expect the results to accumulate as I continue to do more of these peels. So those are basically my overall thoughts. Please put any questions you have in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them based on what I've researched, learned, and experienced myself. And of course, any other comments you have or requests that you have for the next video that I will be doing for a more intermediate peel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I hope that this was really helpful to you and that you enjoyed. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.